Tell me something. Are you a non-technical business owner who find yourself working 70, 80, 90 hours a week? And even more than that, you're getting less done with all that time you're putting in? Well, this is something that I find very, very prevalent in a lot of non-technical business owners. As a matter of fact, tell me something. Do you find that you are struggling with technology because you're trying to stop trading time for money? You're trying to use technology so the technology work for you, but instead you find yourself confused about the technology because when you try to learn one, there is something else you have to learn with another, and the learning curve is longer than expected. As a matter of fact, that is happening a lot with what people are showing you online. A lot of people are showing you these wonderful promises and these wonderful things that they've achieved. But here's what they're not telling you. One, they already have an audience that trusts them and learning from them and will buy anything they want. Secondly, they already are technology gurus. They already understand how the technology works. So they don't have to go through the long period of learning how the technology works. They're not telling you that. You see, that's a challenge. You are non-technical. If you are non-technical and you don't have that tech savvy ability, it's very challenging for you to be able to adapt with the technology or go with the technology or learn the technology or apply the technology in your business. Because you not just have to learn how the technology works, you have to learn how it applies to your business and your goal, your things that you want to achieve. That's a really, really big challenge. All right. As a matter of fact, this struggle for a lot of technical, non-technical business owners is resulting in family disputes, family issues, conflicts, struggling with work-life balance, that people are losing their families, some are ending up being divorced. Some people are even have the challenge of having custody battles. The custody battle alone is keeping them so occupied they cannot run their business properly. That is a big issue. All right. So much of us, so much non-technical business owners not realize that they can't even leave their business for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day to do something recreational or to take a vacation. They can't escape it. So the business owns you instead of you owning the business. And that's a recipe for disaster. That's a challenge. That will cause a business failure for sure, especially in this economy. All right? Because we have to make some changes. And in relation to families, we are missing out on the wonderful experiences that our children are going through. Even wonderful days when they make their first debut on something or they get a award for something. A lot of business owners are missing it. So the business are not growing as it should, and the family not growing. So learn to stop being overwhelmed and overworked. Let's let's get you to the place where you're actually be able to get much more free time and much more done by working less. All right. We know that as business owners, the challenge of work-life balance is real. The knowledge gap with technology and the digital systems that have been created is real. We are aware of that. We also know that the financial constraints that you're under doesn't give you the ability to pay an expensive coach to do some things for you, to learn how this thing is, or even to hire a wonderful, large expert to do your work for you. We are aware of that, right? That's real, okay? Now, you can go to the place now where this pain that you're experiencing of being overwhelmed is no longer there, right? Because you have lost clients. Come on, clients who are supposed to engaging you and coming to you get a lot of excuses, like they have to think about it or they don't have the time to wait or something. There's always some challenge that takes place. Also, the loss of family time, right? Then you get, of course, the missed opportunities, investment opportunities, opportunities to take the market to another level, take your business to another level, to fine tune something, right? And then, of course, that leads to being stuck. You can't move forward because you're stuck, right? And the culture of your company, of your operations, becomes so stressful. You can't trust anyone. You can't move forward, all right? And of course, you waste time, you waste money, You waste your expertise and your experiences. Instead of it being an investment, it becomes a waste. All right. This is real thing. And that fear of being left behind is gnawing at your back, at your neck. You're thinking, oh my, your competitors are moving forward and you are not. All right. And then you have a lot of these things happening in your life where your business is stagnant, but bills are piling, but things are getting more expensive. Your suppliers are asking for more money for the same thing. So what you're doing is that you become irrelevant, even in the things that you're using, the different operations, the different tools you're using, the different systems you're using. You're no longer relevant in the market. You're no longer causing an impact in the market. Conclusion, you lose everything. You start losing too much because you're left behind. People are going to somebody else. There's a high cost of being overwhelmed, a high cost, especially if you don't have someone who can guide you through the process. So your business plateau. And plateau really means other people are going to pass you and move forward. All right. You don't have somebody to help you, to guide you through the process. And then, of course, you don't have nobody to take over from you to help you by taking the business to the other level. You don't have a succession plan to have somebody else running the business for you while you take time off to do something important. Right? That stress of being overwhelmed and overworked needs to stop. You need to come to the place where you can get much more free time, where you can get much more done by working less. Right? This is real. This you desire control over your business. You desire the freedom to have your family time and then have your work time. You desire the freedom to be able to reduce your stress levels, to be able to get good rest in the night, right? You desire the freedom to grow your business as you see fit, to tweak it to the direction you want it to go. All right, especially the changing economic climate, the changing in socio-economic climate, means demands that you make changes so that you can grow. If you're not able to make those changes, you won't grow. You can't use the same thing you were using 5 years ago today. So you need control. You need that flexibility. You need that awareness to know what to do. You need guidance, right? So business transformation is needed so that you can move from one level to the next in the present climate, not in the past, but in the present, so you can get the result in the future. And this business transformation means that you need to prioritize some things, your dream, your vision, your goals, right? You need to organize the systems correctly in the present arena, and then you need to measure what grows and what doesn't, what is wasted, what is waste, and what needs to be deleted, and what you can delegate or what you can outsource. You need to be able to make those adjustments. All right. So that's very good. So that will your business will scale. All right. Now the present life that you're living does not have a harmony between your work and your life. And you want to create that. But you have to create that by prioritizing the dream that you had. Why did you start this business? You want to be able to build the right systems for the business and have the systems to be able to have the systems in a way where they can adapt, where they can be innovated so that they can grow as life changes, as business systems changes. And then you want to be able to measure and keep measuring and keep tweaking as you're measuring so you can have sustainable growth, right? Now, the ACE transformation framework allows you to be able to integrate AI correctly, not just arbitrarily all over the place. Also, to be able to build a culture that lasts, a wonderful culture in your business that creates innovators, that creates dominators, that creates trustworthy people, trustworthy teams. And then you want people of action that could execute on actions and decisions made, not laziness. All right, because that's a big thing with when you're in a stressful business, people become lazy. All right, what the lifestyle you're gonna receive? Okay, so from this system that we have, you're gonna start seeing financial freedom because you will focus on creating what you call irresistible offers. All right, irresistible offers are offers that the people cannot say no to. They don't because they wanted it before you show up. Right? Work-life balance Because your business runs efficiently, you can balance yourself. You can actually spend time with your family, and the systems are set up so much. You have productivity. Okay. You also have your personal fulfillment, a life of fulfillment where you can say, hey, this is what I dream about. Look at what's happening. And it's built to last through storms, through challenges that comes. Challenges are gonna come, but it's built to last. And that is so crucial, very crucial. So you want to stop trading time for money. You want to automate your task, right? So that you can get things being done day after day monotonously without you having to be there all the time to get it done. Also, you want to simplify your strategies. How are you going to simplify the strategy enough so that your team enjoy doing what they're doing? To them is not so that they're not a chore to them. They're actually having fun. That's what you want, right? And also this strategy, this ability to balance everything, to stop trading time for money, result in a satisfying life, a life of satisfaction, where you now realize this is life. This is how life should be lived, where you're enjoying what you're doing. All right. So let's simplify your the confusion. Let's get you to the place where you can get much more done by having the right tools. Not just any and every tool that is out there. No, the right tools. Where you have efficient systems running for you. Where you can have things running and you have peace of mind regardless of the situation. Why? Because you have built your own economy. The tools that we are talking about is not only tools that you see online, but tools that will create an impact because your automation, the deal with customer service, the deal with product creation, of course, management of the systems, right, that you have, different projects. This is something that is happening with real people. They're saving time, they're increasing revenue, and the the stress reduction is real, right? Where they're no longer stressed out. So to build a sustainable life and business, you want to get proper mentorship. And that is what we have. Mentoring you to build a business that lasts, that is productive. Having connections with community of people that builds businesses that works for them, where they are hyper desirable, where clients are running them down. That's a community you want to be a part of. And of course, having succession planning so that even when you're on vacation, the business is running like if you're present. Even when you are taking a rest, the business is running as if you're there because you have the right people in the right place, right? Not only that, you get to take back control of your entire life, right? 10% plus productivity, right? 24/7 access to a business coach, right? An AI business coach. And the thing about it, 100% satisfaction for what your dream is. Your dream becomes real. Over 60% saving of time, right? Clear reduction, cost reduction by droves. I mean, you lose the 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 whole idea of selling or offering things according to money, according to price. No, you can charge whatever you want, but you're getting the right people. Of course, you're not paying much more for that because the cost that you are spending on yourself is less, or in your business is less. All right. Then you get revenue growth increasing. So of course the profit margins are larger. Okay. And then your work-life balance increasing 80% and up. I have a lot of people experiencing this. This is real. This is happening in real life. Now, step by step transformation, you need to get the leadership mindset straight. Once we get the right leadership mindset, we know where we have a balance between the prioritize the vision, the tools, and the systems. Right? You have that balance in the leadership mindset. Of course, time saving task. What we do, we automate the time sucking task, right? So they don't bother us. They get things done because we have the right AI tools to get it. And we have the things implemented according to plan. All right. Running one stage after the next. So you no longer have to be overwhelmed and overworked. No, you could be enjoying much more free time and much more done by working less. All right. So join me in that process. Click on the link below in the description and get in contact with me. Let's get it done. Let's see how we can get you over the line where you're getting much more done by working less. All right.